We're live. Welcome to the Off the Job podcast live show at PHEX North. This is the third live show that we've done now. Hopefully you'll find it a little entertaining. Hopefully David is going to stay with us because he says he's only going to give it 10 minutes before he decides whether or not he's going to walk or not. So thank you very much, David. Cheers for that. So has everyone enjoyed the show today? We all enjoyed the show. PHEX today. Keiran, what have you thought of PHEX today?
We got stuck in a lift, didn't we?
Do you know what? Right? We nearly got stuck in a lift because when we went to go up and get some food, and then we couldn't find the escalator going down. So we walked around the corner and we found the lift. Got in the lift, pressed level 2, and the lift didn't go anywhere.
Pete, can I just say something? You asked me the question.
I know, and I answered it for you, didn't I?
I'm used to this. He's been on a mad one all day.
Yeah, I have a bit. It's 3 o'clock in the morning I got here, innit?
Yeah, so you woke me up.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a brief scare that we thought we was going to get caught in the lift, but we didn't. So,
but all in all, it's been a great day. A lot of people walking around.
It's been really busy.
I like it. I like this setup as well.
Yeah, it's nice. This is nice, airy setup. I thought that a few people get turned off by the weather because it has been a little bit.
They're used to it up here.
Rains
all the time, doesn't it?
You are used to it up here, aren't you? It's a bit colder, but I like it up here. Very friendly people. So yeah.
Should we get on to the questions?
Yeah, we ask some questions. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're here for, to do some topics.
I didn't prep for this, actually. I should have read it.
Good. I've got a question for you. If you could leave each other, right, this is from a question outside. We've asked for these questions we sent in.
Can I ask you first so I can
you
think
asked me
about
to.
it?
Go on, you asked me.
I need more thinking time.
Go on.
If you could leave each other a Google review, what would you say?
What about you?
Yeah.
I would say you are a go-getter. See, all this...
you're meant to be horrible, Pete.
Don't
Stop being nice.
No, I am a nice person, though. You don't realise that, yeah? You are a go-getter because you have set all this thing up and you've produced Trade Apps, which is a great company to be part of. There's a plug for you. Everything you do with determination, and you've got a very open mind, and you're very cool, you're very chilled. So that's my Google review for you, Keiran.
I was going to go negative on you.
Do it.
I thought you was going to go hard at me.
I can take the heckles, I can take it. Go
on. Google review on you. You like a rant. So if you're a customer and you want to work with Pete, he's going to rant while he's working.
Speak up.
Can you hear me? Why are you saying speak up? No, you're a hard worker. Why can't I think of something to say about Pete?
Say something horrible, whatever you want to say.
No, I think you're a hard worker.
We're just like kissing each other's asses up here.
But I can't think of many things positive about Pete.
Yeah.
He's funny, yeah, I'll give him that. Although I went to a stand-up with him and he weren't funny.
So, debatable.
Debate, yeah.
So, we've also been asked the question, how did we actually meet each other? You answer this?
Did we meet in Dartford or was it... This brings up the other show though.
Yeah, we met in Dartford. We met in Dartford at an event that you started, because you start all these events and stuff like that. We met there and then we really had a heart-to-heart in Installer when I was going for a bit of a hard time in my life. And I said, this is the direction I want to go. You said you want to go that direction. 2-3 years later.
It's funny how things work out.
Yeah.
That's why, I think coming to these things is so important because you just don't know who you're going to meet. Like I say, me and you met an exhibition and now we're doing a podcast together. It weren't planned, it just sort of happened. And so making connections is so important.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you're not going to know the answer to this, Keiran, possibly. So, be honest.
Do you want to tell them who wrote these questions?
Yeah, no, I don't care. Be honest. If you had to pick one, would you rather fight a boiler that keeps leaking or a customer that keeps talking?
That's a good one. I can't fight a customer, can I? So I'd fight the boiler that keeps leaking.
You'd persist with the boiler instead of telling the customer to go and do one?
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Right, okay.
Never give up.
Right.
This could open up a can of worms. What's the weirdest thing a customer has offered you as a tip?
Sex. Steve.
Does that actually happen though?
Yes, I was offered a sexual favour once.
Did you take it?
No. No, I didn't. That would be totally unprofessional. So I charged her accordingly. I just left her a photograph as myself. No, I didn't really.
No, you didn't.
Did you? Have we got a mic, please? Right, so this is the part I'm going to go about the audience and ask a few questions. Dave?
Yep. This is when I can stop speaking and let him do the work.
What trade are you in, Dave?
What?
What trade? What do you do?
I'm a plumber.
A plumber? And heating engineer or just a plumber?
Just a plumber. At the moment, just a plumber.
Yeah?
Yep.
Have you been gas safe registered at all?
No, not yet. Not for the guests.
No? So how do you... These are all professional questions. How do you see the future of plumbing?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I enjoy plumbing. And it is one of the brilliant skill what you've got in your hand.
Yeah?
And in your hard drive.
Yeah?
Use it.
So what type of, like, on a general day-to-day basis, what sort of work do you take on mainly?
Mainly like anything like changing your, those pipelines in the kitchen, toilets.
Yeah.
Anything is leaking.
Yeah.
You sort it out.
Anything annoy you about the trade?
Sometimes it's annoy me, you know what? Sometimes when you fix it and you try it again, still leaking.
Yeah.
That one you...
Would you run away or...
Pardon?
Would you run away or you keep
No. I need to sort it out.
Yeah, good.
I just again close the tap and just redo it. Yeah. Where I've done wrong, I'll rectify it where you're...
Shall I tell you what really pees me off about the trade? Kids. You know what happens, when you're working away and then he'll come in and go, "What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Man?" And then his mum will go, "Leave the man alone. He's trying to get on with his work." And you think to yourself, "No, he's all right." But after 10 minutes, you're thinking, "Little shit, you've just dropped a packet of Monster Munch in me bag, ain't you?" Do you know what I mean? And she'll say to you, she'll go, "He's very inquisitive. I think he wants to be a tradesman."
Hey,
and you think,
no, go on.
He'll never make it. His name's Sebastian.
Is this a stand-up show now?
Yeah, well, I thought it's just going something I really hate about like plumbing. Do you know what I mean? Who else have we got in here? So, who else is? I met these two guys earlier, father and son. So, you've come up here together. What's your name? Jay and
Brandon.
And you're up here for the day?
We are, yes.
You enjoying the show?
Loving it.
So, what you are heating engineers, right?
Yeah, heating and air conditioning.
Yeah. And what do you mainly specialise in?
Heating.
Yeah. Heating.
Yeah.
Any recommended boiler companies?
Worcester Bosch.
Show us your hands. No. Not a cut on them. Professionals through and through. See, it can be done. See, all these people standing.
Baby hands.
If you could start again, what would you change? Would you change your trade, or would you carry on being?
No. I've enjoyed every part of it. I'm 50 years old and I love it, and I'm still installing.
And the great thing is, I met you and your wife earlier, and you were all like your father, son, wife team.
Yeah.
Which is great. You don't really see that a lot, do you? I mean, I would not personally bring my girlfriend into the trade because she doesn't know what a screwdriver is. But I think that's great. And you're fourth generation, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm the fourth in line.
Yeah, for the throne.
Yeah, for the throne. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's a cracking trade to get into.
Yeah,
and I'm learning so much,
I've even had the wife on the job, which...
Pardon?
Which honestly, you'd think is one of the worst things to do, but massively helps, because when people call the office now, she actually knows she's been actually on the job. She can actually relate with that. So, yeah, tip for anybody else who's got anybody in the office, whether it's just the wife, just a normal girl, or anybody, take them on the job so they get a bit of a feel of actually what happens.
Yeah,
massively helps.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Who we got behind you? We got. You all right with me?
Yeah,
you all right with me? You good?
Here.
You're good rest, yeah?
Just
having a good rest.
Let's
go around the front. Who we got here? I know you.
Hello.
Aaron.
You right?
Are you talkative, or are you not really bothered about it?
I can talk. What do you want to talk about?
What is it you do within our industry, Aaron?
Mr. Viper Gas, so gas publications.
Yeah.
That's about all I do.
And how far have you travelled today?
Yesterday, 6 hours.
You are very dedicated. As I say to you, who have we got up here? Does anyone want to
He's
chat
from
up
the
here?
Garden
Anyone
of
want to chat up here?
England.
No, you're all right. No, I don't want to push anyone. What about you, sir? No, you don't. What about this lady here? What are you here? What are you doing for the industry?
I am one of the organisers.
Right, that was awkward. I knew that. It was all that
What
was
about
that was set up.
Luke's dad?
Sorry?
Luke's dad.
Who?
Luke's dad.
Luke's dad. Ah, yeah, Luke's dad. Right. Yeah, we interviewed him earlier. We're not worried about Luke anymore. It's
No,
all about
just
Luke's
Luke's
dad.
dad, yeah.
Luke's dad, John. What are you thinking about the whole PHEX thing at the moment?
I think it's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. And this one keeps me going.
You keep him going.
I think so. He winds me up at the back.
He what?
He winds me up at the back.
He winds him up at the back. Yeah. I do that to Keiran quite a lot. What? Have you got a key? Or is it event key? Is it event key, Luke? Is it? Yeah. Often confused with a clock key. Right, so
We have a guest coming on.
do you want to introduce the next part?
We have, a lovely guest coming on, and that is Andy Cam. So, yeah.
Put your hands together for Andy Cam, please.
Andy
Thank you very
Cam.
much.
He's not.
That could have been awkward, couldn't it?
Hello.
Yeah. I got you that. I got that.
Do you want a glass of water?
It's a private joke, that. Unless you're at PHEX in London.
South, yeah.
Shed a tear.
He did. Andy shed a tear. I had to grab his leg just to give him a little bit of...
Is this?
That's what made me cry earlier.
Is Pete's coming through the speaker? Yeah. Okay.
How come you two were like in 21st century and I'm in 1970?
We did say to him you would prefer to be dressed like Madonna, but they wouldn't have none of it.
We're actually going to start karaoke.
Sounds good.
So how you found PHEX South? Now, North.
Well, I've been to both, to be fair.
Yeah, I know.
And the south one was in a new venue, Olympia, and it was quite nice because it got lights, it got the windows.
Yeah.
Whereas this is quite enclosed, isn't it? I didn't think there were as many people at the event, but the footfall here has been fantastic today.
Yeah.
It's been really good. And also, I've seen a couple of colleges been here, and they brought a lot of the young blood, and it's nice to see the young blood coming out. So, to explain to them how plumbing things work and having a look round. So yeah, I think that's been good.
Yeah. So we all know you're like the grandfather of plumbing on social media.
Great granddad.
Great granddad, right? What did you do before you was a plumber?
I was at school.
Yes, obviously. But after school, what did you go straight into plumbing, or was there another trade that you
No, I
went
just went straight into plumbing. I loved it that much. I just knew. I started and I thought, the first day at work, I started and I thought, this is a bit shit. So I've given it another 45 years and it's still shit.
But you
You're
love
not
it.
promoting it well.
I love it. I love it though. I do
You
love it.
love shit. Should be your new catchphrase.
Your shit's my bread and butter.
We have to ask, though, for anyone that don't know, where did I Love Plumbing come from?
The first ever video I did 12 years ago, somebody said, do videos and put them on social media. I was like, so I did a video and I was drilling through some joists and all the wood was going in my hair and all on my shirt and everything. And I said, people ask me, they say, Andy, have you got dandruff? I said, no, I've been drilling through these fucking joists all day and that's why I love plumbing. And that was the first ever video I ever did. So people were saying, oh, that's really funny. And I was like, you need to get out more, mate. You know what I mean? If you think that's funny. And then I did another video, but I didn't say I love plumbing at the end of it. And I got lots of people saying, why didn't you say? And so that's where it was born. So.
What, you mean, like, so all them years ago you started social media, you could send it in via VHS?
Yeah. Betamax it was.
Betamax.
Oh, dear.
So how long have you been in the game then? How long is that?
45 years.
45 years.
Yeah.
And you was doing all lead work and stuff like that. Did you used to do the bread in the pipe trick?
No, because I used to eat that. It's a bit of a fallacy, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did actually used to wipe lead joints when I first started, to be honest with you. And do the lead work round on Chatsworth House, that kind of stuff, so the big stuff. And it was really interesting because when you were working on these buildings that are hundreds of years old, you're looking at the work that somebody else had done up there hundreds of years ago, and they put the name on the lead. So it was you obviously seen the people who'd been there before you.
Yeah.
And then I just put somebody else's name on mine because it was rubbish.
Was you any good at lead burning?
Yeah, I was quite good, and got to a stage where you could lead weld, vertically.
Yeah.
It was quite
I'm
good.
still struggling
Luke's
with
down
soldering,
about
to be
this.
quite honest with you. I get runs on solder.
What
What are you saying?
What's the biggest change you've seen since you started in the industry? One of the biggest.
Tools now, you've got a tool for everything, haven't you? I mean, to be really honest with you, when the Yankee screwdriver came out, I thought, I'd look at this fantastic piece of equipment. It was a Yankee screwdriver. And I couldn't afford a Yankee screwdriver, so there was a cheaper one called Spiralux. So I used to have a Spiralux. And screws were only slotted. There was no posi drive
Yeah,
screws.
you were the ones who put them in.
Yeah, we put all them slotted screws in. They were right bastards as well.
There's nothing more annoying, is there? When you've got to take a screw out of a door, it's a slotted one. And then you
Painted up.
Oh,
Was it?
painted, yeah. There's a few tips out there to get them out, though, isn't there?
Yeah, just a bit of a hammer and chisel.
Yeah, I see people warming them up with like gas bottles and stuff like that, and melting the paint.
We're
out.
real men, aren't we? You can easily get a
Aye,
screw out
we
slot.
are. We're real men. We're real men, definitely.
Easy. So yeah, tools for me, and the advent of the battery drivers and drills and all that kind of stuff. I remember, and I'm not joking here, those little orange Black & Decker drills that we all laugh at. That's what we had. That's what I had.
Did you have one?
I had one of them.
Yeah.
And a bracing bit.
Yeah.
And a knee saw for
A knee saw?
Yeah.
What's a
You
knee
kneel
saw?
on it, it's got a blade on it and a handle, and you go like that, and it cuts through the floorboard. You never seen it?
I've never seen one.
Yeah, I'll show you.
It makes
Oh.
the job easier, doesn't it, having the right tools for the
Oh,
right
mate,
job?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
It saves you so much time.
It can, but the other problem I find is that you've probably all got it is when it's time to pack all your tools away, it's half an hour, isn't it, getting all your tools together to get back in the van.
Yeah, true.
So does it save time?
It's a
Don't
good
know.
point, yeah.
Because we used to have a tool bass, which was like a sack, and that's all the tools you had. There was no, extensions and plugs and all that kind of stuff that you were tripping over.
Do you reckon sometimes it's overcomplicated?
I think sometimes it is, but there's some fantastic tools out there. I mean, the multi-tool, for me, is like, whoever invented that multi-tool...
Oh, that
was
yeah, that's
God.
one of the
It's
best
absolutely
tools.
brilliant, yeah.
He's a genius.
I remember the first time we ever saw one, a guy was putting some floor down, and he was taking the bottom of the skirting off and the architrave and stuff like that. And I thought, wow, what a great tool that is. Not realising we could use them. I just thought it was for the joiners, you know what I mean? And then when you actually get one, and then obviously we've now got the ones that are battery, these were the ones that used to be plugged in before. And there's some cracking tools out there, especially the multi-tool and the multi-tool blades.
Yeah.
So there's a thing out there that sharpens the blades.
Reviver blade.
Reviver blade, they're really good. So
Yeah.
I've got a few of them. They do all the different sizes. So if your blade, once you're using it, it starts smoking everything, it's burning its way through, you put your little machine in your drill, and you just sharpen them up, and they're as good as new. So
Yeah, I've
that's a
seen
good.
them, yeah.
I quite like that invention. That's quite good.
Yeah, there is some good innovations in the plumbing. Do you think, what a bit about things like, because like we say you're an old school plumber, but how do you feel about the innovation of things like plastic coming through and stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people saying, no, I don't want to touch that because I'm old school, I'm copper, I do whatever, but I'm not touching that, and they won't touch press and things like that. What do you make of that? And it's always been a problem, I think, within the industry when you're trying to convert.
Change someone. I think a lot of the plumbers, to be honest with you, would still use lead pipe, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they don't like change. It's like changing a different boiler manufacturer.
Yeah.
Like you fit in your Worcesters. If Ideal came along and said, look, we've got this boiler, it's very difficult to swap because you know exactly how to fit that boiler without looking at the brochures or anything, don't you? You're just second nature. And it's the same with the plumbing. So I use copper pipe. I think it's proper in copper, unless I'm getting paid off F2O, and then it's fantastic in plastic. But again, so I use copper where you can see it and copper where it's needed. But sometimes I think it's good to run the upstairs heating in plastic because it doesn't expand and contract. You don't have to take a top out of the joist, which then obviously it doesn't weaken the joist because you can drill through it. There's a lot less fittings, so they to leak, and you can use longer lengths of pipe, and you don't have to bend it, so it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then pressing, I do like the pressing. I think it's great. I think once you press, you sort of don't want to go back to soldering.
It
but
makes
I do a
it
bit
so
of
much
everything.
easier, doesn't
Yeah,
it? to press,
yeah. It's just a different way of doing it. If you've never pressed before, what I do is I lend my stuff out. I just say, here's the fittings, here's my press gun, go and have a try with it. And
Pete needs a press gun. You got one today.
I'm getting one apparently.
You getting one, mate?
I know where he's gone. He said he's going to give me one, but he said he's going to give me a press gun to try out. But do you know what? Right, when I've used press, I can't see. It's a no-brainer when you're in a loft. I think if you're using copper in a loft, it's a no-brainer to use press. Why are you going to take up a burn gun, a torch, whatever, heat mat, blah blah blah, solder and all that, get all the fumes in the loft when you can just go done.
Yeah. I mean, I was working for REMS last year on one of these exhibitions, and I explain it like this. Yes, it's quicker and easier. There's no flames. There's nothing to burn anything out. You don't have to have hot certificate, of works. And the thing for me is, I always say to people, they'll go, it's too expensive though, Andy. I said, right, okay. So if I said to you, you're going to die tomorrow because your lungs are knackered because you've been breathing soldering all your life and flux, but I could give you a year of your life. If I could say to you, instead of you dying tomorrow, I'll give you a year of your life, how much would you pay me for that year? And you'd give me every penny that you've ever earned to get an extra year, wouldn't you? And so all I'm saying is, even if it's just for the inhalation of all the crap that we breathe in, the lead and the flux, I mean, if you drop Laco flux on an anaconda on a gas pipe, 2 weeks it's eating through it, what's it doing to your lungs, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how I look at it. It's too late for me now, I've gone past that. My ship sailed.
Me too. I remember hitting asbestos flues back in the day when we used to drill through the walls, and they was just covered up when you did them, and then they'd just be taken out, and then they'd be taken away by somebody on the building site, and it was never talked about again. And I used to think to myself, Glenn, that was about 25 years ago. Yeah. So now I'm thinking to myself, well, we're coming up to that time, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
I used to cut asbestos flue.
You used to cut it? Yeah.
Nobody didn't know, did they?
Didn't think about it then, no.
Nobody told you that it were bad for you.
No.
I mean, what's the next big thing? I mean, I think fiberglass is pretty bad, because if you look on a sunny day, you can see.
Yeah.
And it sticks in your throat for hours on end.
It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not good. Or what about plastic? The little particles of plastic in these bottles. Well, not these, because these are glass, but the plastic bottles, and in your plastic pipework that we're now running.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, do they?
But that's fantastic.
In plastic.
That's the thing with social media. It's opening up more you're finding out a lot more things about like plastic, even like food. It helps you have an understanding of everything, like what's good and bad.
I remember going on an asbestos course, and they taught us about the actual origins of asbestos and how that they used to have reps that sold asbestos, and there'd be a guy who actually went round and this is a true story, he made sandwiches out of asbestos. This is true, absolutely true. He made sandwiches out of asbestos and actually ate them in front of his client to prove that they were safe. Unbelievable.
He's dead now.
Is he still alive? Yeah.
He's dead now. Yeah. But my question was, were they white or brown?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? What was the worst one?
Did he put butter on them?
Maybe, just to let it help it slip down.
Yeah.
Right. So, what advice would you give to someone wanting
don't
to
go, Dave. Dave, don't. Dave, don't go. No, he's going. No.
It's like the Pied Piper now. Don't take everyone with you, Dave.
He's only going to have a look. He's only looking. He's all right.
He's going to have a look.
What advice? Sorry, sir.
What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into the trade?
I think it's very difficult to get into the trade nowadays as a young person, because not a lot of people will take you on because of the implications of employing you and the insurance implications as well. So I think that's a thing that we need to be looking into as a government, to try and get bums on seats of apprentices. And also the apprentices are now struggling to fulfil the courses because they've become very difficult, and a lot of them are dropping by. And like I've said, plumbing is not rocket science. We do it. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Yes, it can be difficult.
There's a lot to learn, though.
There's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of different aspects of it. But again, what they try and do is teach you the whole aspect, from being a plumber to being a quantity surveyor to being a teacher, and you can go off and do whatever you want, can't you, as you progress. So I'd say, if you're serious about it, try and get yourself a job first, a placement, and then get yourself to college and learn, and just be a sponge. And I've always said to my apprentices, you make me want to have you. You make me want to have you. Yeah. And I remember once the apprentice went to the van, I sent him for something, I was doing something on my knees, I was sorting this pipe out. he's still going to the van. So I ran down the stairs, I ran past him, I went in my van, I picked the fitting out, and I shut the door on the van, and I ran back past him and I said, tell me why I fucking need you. Tell me why I need you. And that shook him up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's because I bumped into him.
Yeah.
And so, that's all I'd say, if you want to get into it, and also, if you want to get into it at a later time, because I find that, people maybe come out of the army and they want to get into plumbing, or people have been a chef and they want to be a plumber. Get yourself on a course, but make sure that it's a reputable course, because a lot of people out there promise you the world, charge you $7,000, get you in, hooked up with a lending company, and then they disappear, and you still owe $7,000 to the lending company. Right. And there's a lot of that out there, unscrupulous courses. So make sure that if you are doing it, you get references off people who've actually been on them courses. So that's my advice.
Great bit of advice. Thanks, Andy. Well, this bit now, right? If
we
you
should have told him about this.
No, he'll be all right with it. He'll be all right with it. We want you to do a little bit of role play.
Where do I roll?
What we got to do, right? We've got a task for you, and what you've got to do, you've got to pretend you're coming out of the loft hatch, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to make the sequence of moving across the loft with no floorboards to go and service a boiler on the end wall. So there's your loft hatch.
So am I going up it?
You're going up through the loft hatch, and then you're going to use the floor as your floor in the loft.
Okay. So do I need this?
You can have that if you want, yeah. I mean, it's the first time I've ever seen a boiler service with a microphone, but yeah.
Well, it's a bit like this. It goes a bit like this.
He's a strong lad.
He's pulled himself up through there, hasn't he? He has been working out.
Have you got
Did you
your
turn
tool
the
bag?
light on, And? Oh, it's already on. Right, okay. Where's your tool bag? Your pockets. Minimal. He travels light.
I'm going to be sorry, no. Just flue gas analyzer. Done.
Hold on. Wait. Hang on. Wait. The boiler was on that wall.
What's that?
It's that wall.
That's the window.
Oh, I forgot my flue gas analyzer.
This is what I've always wanted, to have Andy Cam on his knees in front of me.
That's 85 quid, love.
Thank you very much, Andy. Good sport there. Give him a round of applause, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I never fell through the ceiling.
Right, so we were sent in a role play now. Me and Keiran have to do this. And I don't know how it's
I
going
don't want to do this.
I don't know how it's going to work. What?
I'm not the best at this. I'm just
You don't
gonna
want to
say
do it?
No, I'll do it.
Oh, you do want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do
You
it,
just said
but-
you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, but
You
I
wanna
don't,
do it or
but I
you don't?
will.
Right, so what? The action is, right, I am the customer, and I have called Keiran, who is an experienced gas engineer. He has come to sort a problem out with the boiler. And if anybody knows the problem with the boiler, shout out what it is, yeah? I am the customer. Here is the door. Here's the bell. Away you go, sir. There's a bell there.
I want to knock. Ring, ring.
Ooh, it's the plumber. Oh, thank God you're here.
I've come to fix your boiler.
Thanks a lot. Come through. Here it is. Here it is.
I don't know if I would start off. I've come to fix your
here.
boiler.
Right, what it's doing,
Yeah.
right, when I run the hot tap, it's going hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Right?
I've had this problem before.
You've had that problem?
Yeah.
Sorry? Did anyone shout out? Plate! Somebody shouted out plate. Right, okay. So, do you know what it is, sir?
What I'll do, I'll show you. No.
Right.
Yeah, let me have a look and then I'll come back to you and let you know what the
Oh,
problem
can I
is.
watch what you're doing?
Yeah, yeah.
What's that bit there?
That is the
Should
pump.
that bit be there?
Can you please let me do my job?
Do you want a cup of tea?
Yes, please, that'd be lovely. And a biscuit. This is so awkward.
Do you want sugar?
No, thank you. I'm on a diet.
Do you know what's wrong with it yet?
Sorry, I'm still looking.
What bits you taking off?
This is a heat exchanger. I've just got to go and get a tool from my van. Is that okay?
Right.
Yeah? Okay, I'll be back. I'm not coming back, Pete.
Oh, you're not coming back?
No. You're
He's
the worst
decided to
customer.
leave it. Well, hang on a minute. My toilet's making a funny noise now. It never made that noise until you come in,
I'm
sir.
a gas engineer, not a plumber, sir.
Okay, right, we'll scrap that one. Right, that one didn't go according to plan. Right, let's
I told you I'm going to be bad. Can I sit back down now, please?
You can sit down, Keiran.
Thank you.
Right, so, what's the time anyway? Is there any questions from the crowd? Anyone want to answer any questions? Ask any questions? Anyone got any questions from the crowd? No, Shreb, you got any questions you want to ask about how we just embarrassed ourselves doing a role play there?
I told you that was going to go wrong.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Should we do the volunteers?
Volunteers for
Two
what?
volunteers for the Trade Apps Monday.
Right. So I don't know if you know, but Trade Apps.
No, don't tell them what it is because they won't come up.
Right. We need a couple of volunteers. Can we have a couple of volunteers? Anyone? Come on.
Come on.
Let's go.
You know what it is. You know what it
will
is.
Come. Aaron will come up here. Right, okay.
Aaron actually takes part in this. Are you actually taking part?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You are.
Are you going to tell them what it is?
Right, so it's press up challenge.
Oh, you're doing a challenge?
Is it naked?
Can be. Do you want to do it? Are we allowed to do that?
No, no.
No, right, okay. Right, so we'll have a press up challenge.
Do they know why they're doing it though?
Why are they doing it?
Yeah. So on a Monday we have a tradition. We do push-ups in the office.
It's all right. It's not. It's all about the taking part, Luke. That's all it is.
Have we got a prize for them though?
What? No, I don't organise this. You organise this. You just told me
Abby,
to ask
have we got a prize for them? The winner. She's like, no. Right. Yeah. So on a Monday in the office we have.
What? A free gas certificate app.
Oh, great.
Well, it looks like you're probably getting it because he's not no longer an engineer, is he?
So yeah, on a Monday we do push-ups in the office to get us going. Aaron actually joins us on a Monday, doesn't it? So we thought we'd do the push-up challenge and put this on our Monday video.
If anybody else wants to join in, you're quite welcome to as well, yeah? Come on, away you go, let's count them.
All
Let's
together.
count these press-ups.
Come on.
Come on, Luke, do your dad some pride here, come on. Go on, boy. Go on, Luke.
I don't think they're going to stop.
Oh, sorry, I was right in the way of the camera then.
Hey, come on. Thanks.
So if you'd like to join us for a push-up challenge every Monday, join us for a push-up challenge. This was a nice interactive fitness thing we do.
Yeah, thank you guys. I thought we'd scare you off before you come up.
So if you haven't heard of the podcast, obviously called Off the Job Podcast, this is obviously our third live show. We're getting used to this live stuff. Obviously, a lot of it's off the cuff and audience interaction, participation if we can do it. All well and good. We'd like to get more bums on seats in the future. If you want to listen to the podcast, get on YouTube, Amazon iPlayer, Apple Music, Spotify. We're on all the platforms, all across the socials. So if you want to check us out, it's Off the Job Podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. And we hope to see you again at some more live events. So, check us out. Thanks very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Andy Cam, as well. Thanks for Andy Cam and everyone who participated. Thank you very much. If you haven't heard of the podcast, obviously called Off the Job Podcast, this is obviously our third live show. We're getting used to this live stuff. Obviously, a lot of it's off the cuff and audience interaction, participation if we can do it. all well and good. We'd like to get more bums on seats in the future. If you want to listen to the podcast, get on YouTube, Amazon iPlayer, Apple Music, Spotify. We're on all the platforms, all across the socials. So if you want to check us out, it's Off the Job Podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. We hope to see you again at some more live events. So check us out. Thanks very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Andy Cam, as well. Thanks for Andy Cam and everyone who participated. Thank you very much.